From translation, NKJV New King James Version, this 142 day of the year. Today we are reading passages Ezra 4-7, Ezra chapter 4, verses 1-7. Now when the adversaries of Judah and Benjamin heard that the descendants of the captivity were building the temple of the Lord God of Israel, they came to Zerubbabel and to the heads of the fathers' houses, and said to them, "Let us build with you, for we seek your God as you do, and we have been sacrificing to him since the days of Esarhaddon king of Assyria, who brought us here." But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the heads of the fathers' houses of Israel said to them, "You may do nothing with us to build a house for our God, but we alone will build to the Lord God of Israel, as King Cyrus the king of Persia has commanded us." Then the people of the land tried to discourage the people of Judah, and they troubled them in building, and hired counselors against them to frustrate their purpose all the days of Cyrus king of Persia, even until the reign of Darius king of Persia. In the beginning of the reign of Ahasuerus, that is, Artaxerxes, they wrote an accusation against the inhabitants of Judah and Jerusalem. And in the days of Artaxerxes, Bishlam, Mithridath, Tabeel, and the rest of their companions wrote to Artaxerxes king of Persia. And the letter was written in Aramaic script and translated. Ezra chapter 5 verses 1-5. Now the prophets, Haggai the prophet and Zechariah the son of Iddo, prophesied to the Jews who were in Judah and Jerusalem, in the name of the God of Israel, who was over them. So Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel and Jeshua the son of Jozadak arose, and began to build the house of God in Jerusalem, and the prophets of God were with them, helping them. At the same time Tattenai the governor of the region beyond the river, and Shethar-boznai, their companion, came to them, and said thus to them, "Who commanded you to build this temple, and to finish this wall?" Then we told them the names of the men who were constructing this building. But the eye of their God was upon the elders of the Jews, so that they could not make them cease till the matter came to Darius. Then they responded according to the words of the elders of the Jews. Ezra chapter 6 verses 1-22. Then Darius the king made a decree, and a search was made in the archives, where the treasures were laid up in Babylon. And at Achmetha, the palace that is in the province of Media, a scroll was found, and in it a record was written thus: In the first year of King Cyrus issued a decree concerning the house of God at Jerusalem. Let the house be built, its place of foundation to be laid, and let it be 60 cubits high and 60 cubits wide, with 3 rows of heavy stones and 1 row of new timber. Let the expenses be paid from the king's treasury. Also let the gold and silver utensils of the house of God, which Nebuchadnezzar took from the temple which is in Jerusalem and brought to Babylon, be restored and taken back to the temple which is in Jerusalem, each to its place, and deposit them in the house of God. Therefore, you are to set up the governors of the Jews who may be beyond the river, so that they may not be hindered. Also you are to see to it that they are provided with the money of the tribute, without delay, from the revenues of the province beyond the river, that they may not be hindered. Moreover, I make a decree as to what you shall do for these elders of the Jews for the building of this house of God. Let the cost be paid to these men, in full, from the king's treasury, out of the revenues which are beyond the river. And whatever is needed, bulls, rams, and lambs for burnt offerings to the God of heaven, wheat, salt, wine, and oil, according to the request of the priests who are in Jerusalem, let it be given to them day by day without fail, that they may offer sacrifices of sweet aroma to the God of heaven, and pray for the life of the king and his sons. Also I have made a decree that whoever alters this word, let a timber be pulled from his house and set upright, and let him be hanged on it, and let his house be made a dunghill for this. And may the God who has caused his name to dwell there destroy any king or people who puts his hand to alter this, or to destroy this house of God which is in Jerusalem. I, Darius, have made a decree. Let it be done with all diligence. Then Tattenai the governor of the region beyond the river, and Shethar-boznai and his companions, according to what Darius the king had sent, so they did with diligence. And the elders of the Jews built and prospered through the prophesying of Haggai the prophet, and Zechariah the son of Iddo. They built and finished it, according to the commandment of the God of Israel, and according to the command of Cyrus, Darius, and Artaxerxes king of Persia. And this house was finished on the 3rd day of the month of Adar, which was in the 6th year of the reign of King Darius. Then the children of Israel, the priests and the Levites and the rest of the descendants of the captivity, celebrated the dedication of this house of God with joy. And they offered sacrifices to God of Israel, 12 bulls for all Israel, 96 rams, 77 lambs, 12 male goats as a sin offering, all this as a burnt offering to the Lord. They also set the priests in their divisions and the Levites in their divisions, for the service of God in Jerusalem, as it is written in the book of Moses. And the descendants of the captivity kept the Passover on the 14th day of the 1st month. For the priests and the Levites had purified themselves together, all of them were clean. Then they slaughtered the Passover lambs for all the descendants of the captivity, for their brethren the priests, and for themselves. So the children of Israel who had returned from the captivity ate, and those who had separated themselves from the uncleanness of the Gentiles of the land to join them, to seek the Lord God of Israel. And they kept the feast of unleavened bread 7 days with joy. For the Lord had made them joyful, and turned the heart of the king of Assyria to them, to strengthen their hands in the work of the house of God, the God of Israel. Ezra chapter 7, verses 1-28. Now after these things, in the reign of Artaxerxes king of Persia, Ezra the son of Sariah, the son of Azariah, the son of Hilkiah, the son of Shallum, the son of Zadok, the son of Ahitub, the son of Amariah, the son of Azariah, the son of Merioth, the son of Zerahiah, the son of Uzi, the son of Buki, the son of Abishua, the son of Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the chief priest. This Ezra came up from Babylon, and he was a skilled scribe in the law of Moses, which the Lord God of Israel had given. And the king granted him all his request, according to the hand of the Lord his God upon him. Some of the children of Israel, the priests, the Levites, the singers, the gatekeepers, and the Nethinim came up to Jerusalem in the 7th year of King Artaxerxes. And he came to Jerusalem in the 5th month, which was in the 7th year of the king. On the 1st day of the 1st month, he began his journey from Babylon, and on the 1st day of the 5th month he came to Jerusalem, because the good hand of his God was upon him. For Ezra had prepared his heart to seek the law of the Lord, and to do it, and to teach statutes and ordinances in Israel. This is a copy of the letter that King Artaxerxes gave to Ezra the priest, the scribe, a man expert in the commandments of the Lord and his statutes to Israel. Artaxerxes, king of kings, to Ezra the priest, a scribe of the law of the God of heaven. Peace and so forth. I make a decree that all those of the people of Israel and its priests and Levites in my realm, who are willing of their own free will to go to Jerusalem, go with you forasmuch as you are sent by the king and his 7 counselors to inquire concerning Judah and Jerusalem, according to the law of your God which is in your hand, and to carry the silver and gold which the king and his counselors have freely offered to the God of Israel, whose dwelling is in Jerusalem, and all the silver and gold that you can find in all the province of Babylon, with the freewill offerings of the people and the priests, to bring freely to the God of Israel, for the house of your God in Jerusalem. Therefore, whatever you and your brethren have done with the rest of the silver and gold, do it according to the will of your God. Also, the silver and gold which you have in your whole realm, along with a freewill offering for the house of your God which is in Jerusalem, are to be taken freely from the king and his counselors. And whatever more may be needed for the house of your God, which you shall have occasion to provide it out of the king's treasury. And whatever shall be necessary for the burnt offerings of the God of Israel, whether bulls, rams, lambs, or young goats to be offered in the house of your God, let it be given to you regularly day by day, without fail. Also I, Artaxerxes the king, issue a decree to all the treasurers who are in the region beyond the river. Whatever Ezra the priest, the scribe of the law of the God of heaven, may require of you, let it be done diligently, up to 100 talents of silver, 100 corins of wheat, 100 baths of wine, 100 baths of oil, and salt without restriction. Whatever is commanded by the God of heaven, let it be done diligently for the house of the God of heaven. Why should there be wrath against the realm of the king and his sons? Also, we notify you that you may not impose tax, tribute, or custom on any of the priests, Levites, singers, gatekeepers, Nethinim, or servants of this house of God. And you, Ezra, according to the wisdom of your God that is in your hand, appoint magistrates and judges, who may judge all the people who are beyond the river, all such as know the laws of your God. And teach those who do not know them. Whoever will not observe the law of your God and the law of the king, let judgment be executed speedily on him, whether it be death, or banishment, or confiscation of goods, or imprisonment. Blessed be the Lord God of our fathers, who has put such a thing as this in the king's heart, to beautify the house of the Lord which is in Jerusalem, and has extended mercy to me before the king and his counselors, and before all the king's mighty princes. And I was strengthened, as the hand of the Lord my God was upon me, and I gathered leading men from Israel to go up with me.